Oh, okay. We'll call this meeting to order. We did salute the flag, and we enjoy that, but we're going to go on to our roll call vote now. Carol, the record show that Supervisors Cassiola, Fisher, Cowden, Gizio, and Savannah are in attendance. In addition, our Township Manager, Don Januso, Chief Kavinsky, our Public Works Director, Bill Bottorff, Director of Zoning, Bill Bosley, Gateway Engineer, Dan Dazra, and our Township Solicitor, Chris Bowles. At this time, with the whole family here, everybody's aware. If you have a comment or a question on an agenda item, you can feel free to make it at this time. If it's something unrelated to the agenda, we do have another area for that point. So if you ever see something on the agenda, please feel free to bring it up now. We're going to have announcements. We have a Historic Society meeting on Wednesday here at the building, January 18th. Our resolution, 015-2017, it's a subdivision plan for the Southpointe Town Center Plan number 5 on South Town Center Boulevard in the SB district.
You guys going to make a presentation?
Hello? Yeah. Good evening, John Frederick, our...
Sir, if you please hold the microphone in your hand, it helps whenever you look around and everybody can hear you there.
Good evening, John Frederick, R.E. Smith, National Civil Engineering Survey Consultant for the applicant. This is a subdivision of a parcel within Southpointe Town Center, between Town Center Boulevard and Southpointe Boulevard. Parent tract of 13.22 acres. Creating Lot 1, which is on the north and west side, creating a Lot 1 of 2.55 acres with a remnant or parcel 8 acres of 10.67 acres. No plans for improvements at this time other than the ravine, which is the connecting area between Town Center Boulevard and Southpointe Boulevard, creating the Lot 1 for the future subdivision and the establishment of the ravine fill and culvert connecting Town Center Boulevard and Southpointe Boulevard.
Wait, can everybody hear?
Not well,
What?
not well.
But again, we've addressed and worked with the Gateway engineers, addressed all comments, and seek approval for this subdivision here this evening.
Mr. Chair, this plan was submitted and reviewed by our office and by the Planning Commission. It's been recommended for approval by the Planning Commission, and they addressed all the technical comments related to the submission.
And I can't remember what's the end goal of it. I mean, what will be the results?
I think
First track is number 5.
I think that they're going to develop something here at some point, but they're going to fill the valley now. They've got a permit to do that. They've been waiting on the permit for a long period of time.
That is correct.
Well, has this been approved by or recommended for approval by the Planning Commission?
Yes.
I mean, if it's apparently a simple subdivision also.
It is, yes.
Is there any questions for the applicant or Dan? Dan's usually on reviews for a subdivision. Bruce would be more involved with the site plan. So is there a motion to approve this plan? It's 015-2017.
I'll make that motion.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. For 016-2017, it's a site plan application for a 6-story mixed-use office building. I guess you represented the applicant again.
That is correct. All right, this is a site plan submittal for the establishment of a mixed-use office building at one of the remaining parcels within Southpointe Town Center. The 6-story office building of about 109,000 square feet, 6 stories. The current mixed use in regard to the distribution of retail on the first floor, second and third floor office. Floors 4, 5, and 6, there are 2 options presented. The first option is an apartment use for floors 4, 5, and 6. and a hotel use for floors 4, 5, and 6. So what has been presented is parking summaries and ratios in regard to shared parking uses for both uses, considering the planned use of the apartments occupying 193 spaces. The site itself, again, 1.74 acres on the west side of Main Street, just east of the Noble Energy Building and the parking deck. This site plan also includes the establishment or the extension of the existing Noble Energy parking deck to accommodate an additional 54 spaces in regard to that Graves parking deck of Noble Energy. The site itself, again, all the infrastructure has been brought to the site, everything pre-developed. There is a grade differential from west to east of about 10 feet. Access is planned off of Main Street, as well as the interconnecting roadway south of the park. The parking within the square foot or the site plan itself accommodates 91 spaces. The building has a floor plan of about 19,900 square feet. Again, 6 stories. We have gone through the review comments of the Gateway engineers. It was gone to comments, addressed everything, and believe have satisfactorily addressed everything from Gateway's engineering review. Also wanted to point out again, as part of this site plan, there is the extension of the Noble Energy deck to accommodate and provide the shared parking for this planned mixed-use development. In regard to any architectural, the architect is here this evening to further illustrate and talk through the rendering of the building itself, if there's any questions on that aspect.
I do have a question on just generally. When you said about the 2 options, are the options finalized, or is it going to be still an option yet on what you finally do?
We're looking for there's an alternative, either apartment dwellings of 30 units or hotel uses of 31 units. Both have a very equivalent parking requirement, so leaving that option open at this time.
What's the time frame for determining that? I mean, is it market conditions, or is it just something that has to be done at Southpointe, like sewers or stormwater?
Good evening, I'm Mark Coombs with Horizon Properties, also representing the applicant. Again, on the use comments really related to this market conditions, we're continuing to evaluate what's appropriate for the market, whether there's an opportunity to do apartments or a hotel. We'll be working over that over here over the next probably 30 to 60 days to kind of work through that use. But we wanted to present kind of you exactly where we stand today. Again, both of those uses are permitted in the Town Center Overlay District. So as we looked at the project, we wanted to present that to you. We looked at the parking scenario to make sure under either scenario that the parking situation would work. And the actual higher standard would be apartments. We make sure the plan matches into that. If we end up going towards a hotel use, there's actually less parking needed.
Because there were some stormwater issues, and if it's an option, I guess the same size footprint, same size pavement.
It's the same building footprint, it's the same parking layout, it wouldn't change stormwater. We've already worked through that. I think that we've satisfied all the engineering comments and configured the stormwater as well.
Any questions?
No question. May you restate how many homes it would be, or how many?
Yeah, just a question. I think John said it's 30. It's 30 per floor. There will be 3 floors of apartments or hotel for correct me, a total of 90? 31 per floor. 31. There will be either 93 apartments or 93 hotel rooms for the project.
But the previous gentleman said the parking would be close or similar, but I see a home having maybe double the cars.
Well, yeah, again, the Town Center Overlay District has a whole parking formulation. If you look at the left side of that plan there's shared parking throughout the town center. There are different requirements. So when you go to apartments, I think the studio apartments are parked at 2 units per room, but then it goes down to the different shared uses because apartments are offset from the office, where office has kind of a daytime peak at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then apartments have more of a peak of 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So as a whole parking scenario, you kind of run through to go through the math to see what the actual parking requirements would be. At the end of the day, I think we need to have 193 parking for the apartment scenario, and it's 187 for the hotel scenario. But again, we've matched into the 193 to make sure that it works.
But you're using other businesses' parking spaces?
Well, we are relying, again, the town center itself all has shared parking between all of those uses. The Noble Energy building, which is immediately adjacent to the property, is overparked by almost 300 parking spaces. So we are relying upon 53 of those spaces to support the development. But in the offset of those 53 spaces, we're expanding the parking back there by 54 spaces. It's in that kind of wash.
Actually, Eric, the ordinance encourages shared parking so that you don't have a sea of asphalt just for no reason. Like, if nobody could share with Noble, they're just gonna sit there and just kind of waste the space.
Yeah, we have to work kind of under the ordinance requirements and sometimes tenant-generated requirements for it. And again, the parking with Noble is more of a tenant-generated requirement, more so than the ordinance.
Have the stores or the retail been identified for the first floor, ground floor?
They have not.
No. And your thoughts are what? Are you?
It's still up in the air at this point. We're talking to some different people. Again, we're pretty flexible in what those uses may be. Again, we think it might be service-related type retail. It probably wouldn't be like a clothing store. Again, this retail space is a couple thousand square feet. Could it be an insurance company or a car rental type place? It'd be that type of service-related retail is what we expect it to be.
Any other questions or comments? Or do we have a motion to approve that site plan applications 2016-0048. Is there a motion?
Yes, I'll make that motion.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I have to.
The motion carries. And good luck with that.
Thank you very much.
Well, you had until 401, one extension. For 017-2017, it's the subdivision plan application 2016-0049. It's the Man Williams subdivision. Dan?
Yeah, I talked to Kerry Kreider. He was unable to be here representing the applicant tonight. He's recovering from something, and he just called me today, and I told him that I would handle this in front of the board tonight.
Don't tell us what he's recovering from.
I don't know. I don't want to. In terms of the subdivision, this is a simple subdivision. It's actually a dedication of property between family members. Proposes a subdivision of 1 acre from one of the parcels and the consolidation of that 1 acre into the other parcel. So it's really just a lot line revision. We had one comment, and Kerry addressed that. The Planning Commission recommended this for approval, and it's in order for you to consider.
Any questions? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
It's been moved. In a second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. For 018-2017, it's the releasing funds for the installation of public improvements for the overlook at Southpointe. It's in phase 4.
Yeah, there's a letter from me regarding this release of funds. This was actually made back in October through the magic of email. Somewhere it got lost and was resurrected here. And we did do the inspection out there. The work in phase 4 is complete for the most part, but they're only asking for a reduction down to $319,569. So we're making that recommendation on the total reduction of $476,482.50.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Could you restate that part about the email where this was due at an earlier period, or what was your point there?
Well, the developer, somehow there was a number of them. We did a number of releases for the overlook in November, and somehow this one fell through the cracks, so we're not sure, but they reminded us about it again. Neither Bruce or I received it, but we took it on, we brought it back to the board.
Okay.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Release. It's moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. For our 019